Hello, Michael here on YouTube Guitar Tutorials on YouTube. You'll notice something a little different today. Earlier this week, my AC30, Vox AC30 was delivered. I had ordered it some months ago and sent it to Lyle Caldwell at Psionic Audio, and he modified it to JMI specs. It's been completely overhauled. I've only been playing it now for about an hour. It sounds absolutely spectacular. It's not yet integrated into my whole rack. In a few weeks I'll put some clips up, but we're going to continue and finish Beautiful Day. Finally, I believe it's part 15. It's the last few clean chords at the end of the live Vertigo version. But before we get there, I just want to, some of you might be interested, you see the black cloth. This is, I believe, the 1965 look. I had the grill cloth changed to black. I think I like that look a little better. And the basics that have been in this amp that have been modified, it's got Weber speakers, a Weber Blue Dog and a Weber Silver Bell, I believe 8 ohms, 30 watts each. And the caps and resistors have all been replaced. They're in the signal path. They've been upgraded for low noise, better power, just higher quality components. It's got JJ tubes, and it's got a power scaler in it, so I can actually get all the different range of tones out of it, but at low volumes, which is great for, I'm in an apartment here in New York City. There's been a few other changes on it, but those are the basics. I'll be using it more going forward. So let's get started with the last part of Beautiful Day, and at the same time you'll hear what it sounds like. Okay, finishing the last part of Beautiful Day. The chords are very similar to the chorus, pretty much the same, but you're not going to use the pick. At least I don't. I just pluck the strings out with these three fingers here. But in general, the chords are similar, the same as the chorus. Start here at the A, major, go to the 7th on a minor, then the 10th, and then the 3rd. And then you go back to the 10th, and then back to the 5th. Then one more time, it's going to go like this. But there's a few different, it's without the pick, and I'll show you which strings to pluck, and then there's a couple other minor little picks he adds. So you can do this two ways. You can play the E string and the D and the G, so these three, or you can play just the E and the G. These are the main core two notes, the E string and the G string. So when you go from here to here, it goes from major to minor. You have to play that G to get the minor to come out. So I like to play all three strings, but whatever is your preference. I'm not sure which way the Edge does it. It sounds like he does it only two strings, but you never know. I can't tell. So you go from here. So let me play it just slowly. I'm going to hit all three strings, the E string, the D string, and the G string. And these three fingers, and I'm just plucking out. Goes like this. Major on the 10th. Then he hits this E string. Or you can hit the E and a B string. I kind of like the sound of the E and the B together. So one more time. Then you go down to the 10th. And when you go down to the 10th, you can just hit all three strings again, and then go here. But what I hear on Vertigo is the following, I think. He's hitting the E and the D string, and then hits the G string, so it's two steps. It's, okay, so let's do that. E and the A string, and then the G. Just changes it up a little bit. Then hit the E and the B string here. So that's the first part of the riff, or the chord progression. And then sounds like this. Now I hit just the E once there. I didn't hit the E and the B on one of those, but we'll do that again. So we have this. Tough for me to play today. I've got a cyst in my wrist that's going to be removed next week, so my hand is a little sore. It's been that way for a few months. Excuses, yeah, I know. Very close, whether you do all 3 strings or 2 strings. I'm more used to 3, so I made some minor mistakes there, but it's, I like this version with all 3 of these strings here. 1, 2, and 3. Now let's turn on the delay. There's a nice bell tone to it. See, there you go. One more time. If you really want to get picky, at the end of Vertigo, Edge does this. He runs his finger down the bass E string. With the delay, that's the sound you get. So, one more time. That completes Beautiful Day. Finally got through it. I hope that was helpful. We'll move on to some other songs now. Feel free to email if you have any questions. Thanks.